In this video, you'll learn how to sell more coaching programs in the next 30 days. Now, you may be a new coach or just coach who are looking to enroll more clients in your business over the next 30 days. So you're in the right place. This series is a 30-day series. It'll walk you through step by step how to do so, how to sell more of your coaching programs. And today's day 2. And in day 2, I'll talk to you about a 4-step process that you can do consistently that would allow you to sell more of your coaching programs. I'm Colin Yearwood, and you can find me over at discoverycallmastery.com. And there's a free resource there for you, 15 questions that you can ask to enroll more coaching clients into your programs. Now, in day 1, we covered the key ingredients to selling more of your coaching programs. And those key ingredients, and I shared 6 key ingredients, and it started off with confidence, right? Number 1 is you having confidence in yourself, that personal confidence, and also confidence in your ability to coach and create a transformation in your clients. The second key ingredient is lead generation, getting in front of potential people who can be your clients, people you can help, and we'll talk more about that during this next 30 days. The third key ingredient is having a strong why. Why is it you're coaching? And just don't give me the touchy-feely why. Get down to the reason why you're coaching. If you're doing a coaching business, you're an entrepreneur, you're looking to create income and impact, and I share with you some of those ideas in the first video. Definitely, somewhere wrong here, you may find a link to the first video, but go back, subscribe, and look for that first video in this series. Now, the full thing we'll cover, I did cover in that video, was having very specific goals on how many clients you need to enroll in your coaching business every month to reach your income goal, to have the kind of impact that you'd like to have. I talked about that and the importance of having those goals, how it could make and break your coaching business. The 5th thing we talked about in day 1 was having a specific routine, a daily routine of tasks that you do that would allow you to put yourself in a position to sell more of your coaching programs. And last but not least, and I think the most important, is a selling process, a process on how you can sell and enroll more clients into your business. Now, a lot of coaches have a hesitancy about selling, and I have a process that I've discovered and developed called the bridge method that works perfectly to sell more coaching programs, but more importantly, to really help people and have an impact in their lives, regardless if they buy or not. You can find more information about that over at Discovery Call Mastery. Get the 15 questions, and I'll share more details about that program. But let's talk about today's topic, and that is the 4-step process for selling more coaching programs. Now, I learned about this process from Steve Chandler and Rich Litvin a couple years ago, actually around 2017. I read their book called The Prosperous Coach, a great book, and I call it one of the Bibles of coaching. Definitely get that book, and I'll cover that 4-step process that they share, and I'll also share with you some modifications that I've made, because when they wrote the book, it was a lot of more about offline, building your coaching business offline. They both have come online to build their business, and I'll share with you some ideas on how I've used these strategies online to build out my business, and you'll be able to take some of those ideas right now and start implementing. Now, that 4-step process for enrolling and selling more of your coaching programs, I'll outline that for you. The first step is connect with more people, and that's your lead generation process. And I'll talk about more what connection can look like for you. The second thing is invite more people into having an experience of what coaching is like with you. And this is not just this 15 and 20 minute sample calls where you're just trying to sell. These are coaching sessions, and I'll go into some more details about this in a second. The third thing about this, the third step in this process is to create. And that's creating a powerful coaching experience, giving people an example of what coaching is like when they work with you. And no, you don't have to solve all their problems on that call. We'll talk about that again too. And then the last part of the process is propose. And that is making an offer to enroll them into a longer term coaching program. That's your selling process. Now, that's a 4-step process that Steve and Rich has put together. It's worked brilliantly for myself, and there's some other coaches I know personally that this work well with. Now, let's talk about each of those areas, each of those 4 steps in a little bit more detail. So the connect step is your lead generation step, right? It's a process of always having people to talk to and cultivate a relationship so you can see how you can serve them in a genuine way. try to think about who can I help? Who do I genuinely want to help? Who can I speak to that I can serve in a powerful way? And that's how lead generation starts. That's the easiest way. You don't have to worry if you don't have a big list and all those things. We'll talk about list building in a second. But start with asking yourself, who is it could really serve and genuinely talk to and help? And your first source of leads is your family and your friends and your circle of influence. Just reach out to them and have a conversation. Hey, this is what I've been up to. Do you know anyone that could use this kind of help? And be descriptive as to what you do, right? That's the first thing. The second part of the process, how to generate some of those connections, is by creating interesting content like this on YouTube, on your social. Just not making that the all you do in your business, but at least one piece of content every week that creates some conversation and curiosity, and that leads to you having more connections, right? That's the basics part there. So the question is, who could you connect with today? Who could you reach out to with a personalized email and say, hey, Colin, I've been thinking about you. What has you been up to? What's going on in your life? And just have a genuine conversation with them. The second part of this process is the invite process. Now, as you're connecting with people and having conversations, the opportunity to invite them into experiencing what coaching is like with you becomes obvious. And sometimes you just have to ask, hey, is there anything you're struggling with that I can help you with? I have some times on my calendar open this week. We can talk. We can schedule a time to talk. And I'd love to share with you what coaching is like, what is it I've been doing. And it could be a very powerful experience to you. We may brainstorm some ideas or just listen to some challenges you may be having. And who knows, maybe I can help you get some clarity. Just offer. Invite them into having an experience of what coaching is like with you, because most people don't know or understand what coaching is. It's just a thing. It's not like a tangible thing, right? It's not like buying a pair of shoes. So give them that experience by inviting them into that conversation. Book them on your calendar like you will a client. Treat this as you're having a client. Yes, the call is a free call, but treat them like a client. Now, the third part of this process is create. And that's an opportunity on those calls. You've invited them into the call. They get onto that call with you. And just let me make this clear. This is not those 20-minute and 15-minute sampler calls where you're trying to sell your coaching program. This is 45 minutes to an hour of a coaching call where you're showing up to serve that person in a powerful way. Give them an experience of what coaching could be like for them, or what coaching is like with you. Make the call all about them, not about you. I know this is challenging for most of the clients I work with when it comes to selling. Make the call about them and not about you. Show up and ask questions and listen and be attentive and summarize. People want to be heard. People want to know you're really connecting with them. Now, I did a call a couple days ago, and I always get these testimonials. I have at least 100 testimonials on the calls that I've done, my discovery calls, right? Either for myself or for clients, because I do some calls for some of my clients, depending on the level that they are. Now, I'll read to you this testimonial I got. Now, this is what she said, and I was so excited to get this because it confirms how I show up on these calls and how I invite you to show up on these calls. She said, I really enjoyed talking with you, Colin. You have a great listening capacity and a really nice and calm presence. You're an ace at proposing interesting questions. Thanks so much, Colin, for this opportunity. That's someone I did a free discovery call session. I gave her an experience of what coaching is like with me. Now, she didn't sign up. In total transparency, she didn't enroll in my coaching program as yet, or the coaching program I was selling to her as yet. There's some things we're going to follow up on, and who knows where this goes. But there's a strong relationship that I started with this young lady, and I am very confident that either she'll enroll in a coaching program or she'll refer someone to have these conversations with me, and they may enroll, right? So this is how this process works. Now, the last part of the process, the fourth part, is where you propose or you make an offer or you extend an offer for them to continue to work with you to create a transformation. And sometimes it's just as asking that question, right? Hey, we've had an amazing call. What did you find helpful? Great. Awesome. Would you like to work with me? Would you like for us to continue this experience? Be bold and ask that question. Now, if it's a yes, great. Let them know what working with you would be like and the transformation that you'll create. It's not about how many hours of coaching you'll be doing with them or how much exercises or workbooks or whatever you have you'll give them. It's about the transformation that you guys will work on together to create. And that is what sells the coaching. People want to buy a result, an outcome that they know if I show up, this will work for me. You can help me get here or overcome this or be better at this. That's the 4-step process. That's the 4-step process. So now, if you have any questions and want some clarity or clarification, drop a comment below. I'd love to connect and ask you and answer those specific questions. You may be in a video, maybe we can jump on a call, but or just in the comments. I would love to answer those questions. Don't forget to subscribe. That word didn't come up properly. Don't forget to subscribe. And here's a homework for today. Be very specific about how many people you want to connect with every week. And I would break that down to every day. You know, I have a mentor of mine. He has a 6-figure business, but it's his goal to connect with people every day. 7 days a week, he connects with 1 or 2 people just to have that flow of conversations and leads working. It's like I mentioned in video 1, it's like farming. You plant in seeds. Some will bear fruit immediately. Some may never bear fruit, but you're planting seeds and you're building and cultivating relationships. Right. The other thing I want you to do is have specific times on your calendar open where you can offer these free sessions. Have specific times available this week that you can say, hey, I have these 4 spots open. I want to fill them with free calls where I can show people what coaching is like. And those are what I call discovery calls. Some people call it coaching experiences. Some people call it clarity calls. But have those free calls where you can show people what experiences are like, especially if you're connecting. And you can go to discoverycallmastery.com and get my 15 questions that you should ask on those questions that would create an experience for that person that will help them have a breakthrough and want more of what you're doing. So you can head over to discoverycallmastery.com, discoverycallmastery.com, and you can download that PDF there. I'll send you an email with the link to the PDF. Reach out to me if you have any specific questions. I'd love to help you make more sales in your coaching business in the next 30 days. Now, look out for the next video coming out tomorrow, or if you're watching this later on, look out for the next video in the series. There'll be 30 of these videos walking you through this process. As you can tell, as I get excited, I mince my words, but I don't edit these videos. I want you to see who I am as a person, and that's the real connection. So thanks for watching the video all to the end, and we'll talk soon. Take care.